What's up there, Metal Summoners? Welcome to our finale of Spooky Season. As always, we appreciate you guys rocking out right here on your Island of Misfit Toys with myself and Angel, and of course, our beloved Psycho Steve whenever he's able to join us. But it's been an absolutely great October. It's always a great week for the Metal Summit, and we really appreciate not only all the support that you guys give us, but most importantly, all the support that you guys give our guests, the people that we get to talk to about everything going on in their lives, their music, and all of their creative outlets. We're going to jump right into it. Got a little bit of a limited schedule today for you there, Metal Summoner, so just letting you guys know that right off the bat. But we are going to get everything going with exactly where the party has brought us. We have got the Phantom joining us right now. First and foremost, Phantom, thank you so much, brother. It's been a pleasure being in contact with you. Welcome to the Metal Summit. We really appreciate your time.
Hey, this is the Phantom, baby. Happy to be here.
Absolutely, for sure, man. And first and foremost, man, you are literally about to head out on tour. So start us off with the tour that you've got coming up.
Well, going out to North Carolina, the Tar Heel State. The first show is tomorrow, and I'm in California right now, so I'm getting on an airplane. But the first show is tomorrow in Charlotte, and then we're playing Wilmington, and then Raleigh and Asheville. And then flying home, and then I got some shows in November in LA and San Diego.
Oh, very, very cool. That's awesome. Angel and I got to go out to LA late last year and have a good time over at the Whiskey A Go Go. So we definitely love our LA.
Yeah, it's not without its charm.
Oh, right on. That's awesome, man, for sure. So give all of our Metal Summoners, as well as any of the fans that are learning about you for the first time, a little backstory, a little history on how of the creation of the Phantom. I mean, you've got this great, of course, the ghoulish rock and roll. You've got a couple of albums in, and everything about like the surf rock style that you've put together and that you brought us. But what was it for you in the creation of yourself, your music, and ultimately your band?
Well, it was really just what I wanted to do, was to play this type of music, combining all the things I love, rock and roll, especially from the 50s and 60s, which, a lot of different styles, like you said, surf rock, but also rockabilly and rhythm and blues and guitar instrumentals and all different garage rock and horror movies and all that stuff kind of mixed up together in music that hopefully is fun and enjoyable for everyone. And I call it ghoulish rock and roll because it's rock and roll, but it's ghoulish.
Absolutely, for sure. And you've got also a very energetic stage show. And that's one of the things that also, drew me to when I kind of like discovered you, just like, as the old saying goes, like just kind of like how the metrics work or whatever. But you kind of came across my feed, and I was like, I like this. Let me check this out, because like, horror movies are what I'm all about. And so anything that talks about vampires and the mummy and the werewolf and all that kind of stuff. But what are some of the things that you really like when it comes to like horror movies? Are you like an old school kind of Universal monster type guy?
Yeah, I like that's exactly it. I'm an old school Universal monster type of guy. Those are some of my favorite movies, especially Dracula, but there's a lot of great movies from that period. Another one is The Black Cat, which also has Bela Lugosi and also Boris Karloff. But yes, I love that era all the way up and through the 80s. I think is probably the 30s to the 80s is the golden era of horror for me.
Oh, very, very cool, man, for sure. And before I kick it over to Angel and let him take it away for a little bit, when it comes to how you write your music and how you put the songs together, the one thing I actually kind of really like about your style is, you get so many songs out there that are great with like more length to them, but you also get songs, that are like, got more of a punk rock style in their length that are more like punchy, kind of more like direct to the point, and kind of like a shorter experience for that particular song. And then you're kind of on to the next one, very much like what the Ramones used to do. With Is that something that you're kind of cognizant of when you're writing your songs, to kind of keep them at a certain length, to kind of put as many songs into a set as possible? Or is that sometimes just the way the writing goes?
Yeah, thank you for noticing, and thank you for bringing up the Ramones, because that's one of my favorite bands. But
Right.
I think it's just the way the writing goes, because I most of my favorite songs are like 2-minute songs, and yeah, sometimes punk songs are even shorter than that. But if you like, a lot of great songs in the 1950s were also 2 minutes, and I just like that approach. Just hit them with the good stuff, fast and quick. You don't gotta linger, and I think, yeah, my songs are all kind of, especially live, it is very influenced by the Ramones, with the just like one song into the next kind of thing.
For sure. No, absolutely. That was the one thing also I will always about the Ramones, is I was like, man, they just, have a way of just packing, 45 songs, it feels like, into like 30 minutes. And it was always just so incredible, because it was just, when it came to those guys, it was just no time lost.
Yeah, no one did it better.
No, absolutely, for sure. And a guy who also always does it better, our beloved Angel. Angel, how you doing, my friend? Let's kick it up to you.
The Halloween episode?
What's up, my friend?
Is this the Halloween episode?
Yes, this sure is, man.
Damn, fuck, I forgot. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Fuck. Okay, there we go. I feel better now.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Hi, ho, silver away.
Just want to say thank you so much for your time. What I love about your style is that you cannot find anybody else doing it. So just want to know, like, your songs are 2 minutes, which is, I'm like, damn it, I wish it was longer, but like I said, I'm cool with that. So just definitely want to know what kind of influenced you to kind of do it the way that you're actually doing it now. Because I just think it's fucking awesome, because you don't see anybody else doing it.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I think what inspired me is this is the style of music that I love, and it's the style of music that I want to play, and it's the style of music I want to hear. And you're right, there's not really other people doing this in the way that I am, at least. And I think that just goes to, I always kind of look to the source material. People like Bo Diddley and Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs and Dick Dale. And I just try to do my own version of what those people did, but in my own style, not just copy them. And I think that's how you end up with the Phantom A.D. is I'm kind of learning from those guys and how they did it, and I'm not worrying about what other people are doing. I'm trying to do stuff that fits in with what I like, and it's if the things I like are from 60 years ago, that's okay.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with that, because that stuff is still going to be around, because people are still talking about it.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to this tour, what can fans expect from these upcoming shows, and what are your plans for 2026?
Well, expect to have a good time. I hope everyone in the area that in North Carolina and Southern California can make it out to the shows. Expect to have a good time. That's what I always try to achieve at the live show, is that not everyone there has a good time, but even the people working at the show have a good time, because I just want everyone to have fun, and that's the vibe I'm trying to bring. And my plans for next year are, I want to tour a lot more. I want to play all over the country. New album I want to put out. and just keep growing.
So when it comes to the album, is it gonna be like a full length album? Because we know nowadays when people talk about putting out new music, they sometimes will put out like an EP or a full length record. So what are your plans in that department?
Yeah, good question. I want to do an album because I really like albums. Which is funny because going back to the 50s and early 60s, it was all about singles, but I do like albums. But what I might do is do an album, but trickle out singles from the album, a little here and there, and then eventually put out the whole album. That seems to be what a lot of people do these days, and I think that's a pretty okay way to do it.
So a lot of artists, they've been venturing out overseas. Is that something that fans can expect for those that want to see you come to the UK?
Yes, absolutely. I really want to come to the UK. I'm glad you mentioned that because the UK historically has been a place that loved good music. Like we talked about, the Ramones were always more popular in the UK, and a lot of early rock and roll singers would not have hardly any audience to play to in the United States, but they could come to the UK and play to packed rooms every night. So the UK has got a history of really appreciating good music. And yes, I would like to come to the UK. I'm working on getting like what's the word I'm looking for, like order fulfillment done in the UK, and then once I have something that can do that for me, and I'm working on that, then I'll really be able to move in the UK. Because right now, if somebody buys something from me in the UK, it's going to cost a bunch of money to ship it over. But when I have somebody handling shipping for me in the UK, then it will be like normal prices for everyone out there. So I'm going to get that set up, start doing more promotion, and then yes, I hope to make it to the UK.
Jay, let me kick it right back up to you.
Absolutely. So, Phantom, I'd love to talk briefly a little bit about just kind of like your history with the band, because one of the things I think is really cool, but also very interesting, of course, based on how much you'd like to talk about it, is you went through. Anybody who's familiar with your albums and your releases is that you went through a little bit of a rebranding per se, because you have, your album, the Unspeakable Horror. You've also got the album, The Terrifying Returns, and now you've got the Phantom A.D., where the band was more yourself with like Phantom, so on and so forth, as opposed to now kind of the branding of the Phantom A.D. What was your thought process behind that? If that was that an ultimate goal, or did you find the condensed name to be more beneficial to your ultimate goals?
It was the latter. I found the condensed name to be more beneficial because the longer name, when I picked it out, it was influenced by stuff like Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs and James Brown and the Famous Flames. But it fairly after a few years, it became apparent that name was too complicated. Isaac Rother and the Phantoms. It was long to say. It was hard to remember. People would misremember it frequently, and it just kind of was feeling like not the right name for what I'm doing. So at the beginning of the year, I sort of changed the name to the Phantom A.D., which has been working a lot better for me.
Nice, Phantom. That's awesome, man. When it comes to performing live, talk a little bit about like your band. Does the Phantom have a band specifically that those are the musicians that you play with on the regular, or do you kind of have the ability, like for example, we have an alumni of the show that Angel's very tight with, and a gentleman named Bob D, who has like a couple different versions of his Petro band depending on where he is literally in the world, kind of like European and the United States and various stuff like that. But anyway, is your band made up of specific musicians that you always play with?
Sort of, yes, for now, although there may come a time when they are not available and I'll have to find touring musicians, but for at least all of my upcoming shows, it's the same trio, and they're on the album. And I have done some shows with what I call my invisible band. Actually, I've done quite a few shows like that. I may be phasing that out though. We will see, but I do like playing with a trio. So we'll see what next year brings. I think, like I said, I want to do a lot of touring, but who I have with me kind of just depends on logistics and budget and all of that type of thing.
Absolutely. I'm going to kick it up to Angel again shortly and let him get into some fan questions and one that's popped up. But I'll save the fan question for Angel's segment. But it kind of triggered like something that I'm kind of thinking about now is like also with that kind of horror, aspect. Are there any of those particular like horror talk shows that you always enjoyed, growing up with, whether it was like, the stuff that Vampira was doing, Elvira or Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy do a really cool, at the drive-in style show as well. Do you like any of those old school kind of macabre talk show and movie type things?
Yes, I like all the ones you mentioned, in fact.
Nice.
I'm a big Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy fan. In fact, I wrote them a tribute song. It's only on my Instagram. It's not like released per se, but you can listen to it on my Instagram. But yeah, Vampira, I love. She's unfortunately there's not any footage of her actual show. There is some footage of her on TV, but it's not from her actual show. But Elvira also great. Zachary great. There was some local show where I am now called Creature Features that is great too. It is great, and it was great, still around, but different hosts over the years. So yes, I am a fan of the whole horror talk show, and in-person horror stuff too. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people probably everywhere, but where I am that aren't TV personalities, but are local personalities that host movie nights and stuff like that. So I'm a fan of that whole type of thing. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Our a friend of mine, Baron, who has an amazing band called Carnivore A.D. He lives in New York, and he hosts these old school cinema get-togethers on Coney Island that he calls Cemetery Cinema, where he hosts like really, really old shows. I mean, they'll do classics, but a lot of the stuff that they try to stick to a lot is a lot of the really old stuff, because not only is that stuff what he likes, but he also likes going after things that are also kind of in public domain, because it also allows like the freedom to have these events, and have everybody be able to have a good time without having to worry too much about licensing.
Sure, and there's a lot of great films in the public domain.
Yeah, there definitely is, for sure. Angel, my good man, saddle up and ride, man. It looks like we've got a couple of fan questions. I think you might be muted, pal.
Oh, I can see the question.
Yeah.
Here of the gate. Thank you. I think if you could guest host a game show or a talk show for a day, what show would it be? Jeopardy.
Nice.
Edition.
Okay. What show will you host?
What's up? What's up, Angel? You came in a little faint, buddy.
What show would you host?
I think he's saying, what show would you host?
You said Jeopardy, right, Phantom? Hell yeah. No, absolutely, for sure. Right back to you, Angel.
You're laid back. What pisses you off?
Rude people. Not a lot pisses me off. I try not to let even rude people piss me off. I just don't give them the time of day. So I think if you can focus on not being pissed off, that's the real win.
Favorite black and white program?
Program meaning movie or TV show?
Probably TV show. That's black and white.
All right, Twilight Zone.
Oh, nice. I'm an Addams Family guy myself.
Oh yeah, that's a good. You can't go wrong.
Absolutely.
Well, does A.D. and Phantom A.D. have a unique meaning? It symbolizes after death of the previous band name, Isaac Rother and the Phantoms, and to distinguish me from other Phantoms such as Phantom Fireworks and Phantom of the Opera and Phantom Comics and things like that. But as was also pointed out to me, my rhythm section is Andre and David, so it is also Phantom Andre David.
Oh, that's awesome.
How did you actually meet them?
I met them through shows I was doing. Actually, I had a different band. This was going back to Isaac Rother and the Phantoms, but I had many different people I played with over the years. But Andre, who's become my partner in crime in many ways, saw a couple of our shows and reached out to me and was like, if you ever need a drummer, and I didn't, but then I kind of later was just put the word out I was looking for a drummer, and then he circled back and was like, I play drums, and then we actually and he started playing with me and started doing the albums at his house. We've done 2 albums at his house so far. He's got a really nice home studio. And then David is a friend of his from way back that he brought in, but they're both great. I love working with them.
I love this question. The craziest thing you've seen in the crowd while you're on stage?
Let's see. I've seen crazy costumes. I've seen people crowd surfing. Trying to think if there's anything crazier than that that's coming to mind. I saw Morrissey in the crowd once. That was pretty crazy.
Oh, wow.
Ew.
That's
yeah. Didn't say it was good or bad. I just said it was crazy.
Right.
Man, I like Morrissey.
All right, my friends, I think I got time for one more.
Absolutely. No problem. For sure. It looks like that might have been our last one at the moment. So, Angel, I'm gonna start it off with Phantom so we can respect his time. I'll kick it back up to you, and then we'll allow him to get on with his evening as he prepares for the tour. Phantom, when it comes to fans that are going to be seeing you live, what is it about the show that you really want them to take away from and remember? And what was it also about going out and performing music live, outside of what you do, when you're not the Phantom?
Well, I want people to have a good time, and I want them to come away remembering, dang, that was fun as hell. I can't wait to go to the next show. I hope they come back soon. And the question was, what do I do when I'm not doing the Phantom?
Yeah.
I do a lot of different stuff. I work with kids. I do a lot of stuff relating to Phantom stuff. It takes up a lot of my time. I also like to collect things.
Nice.
Like memorabilia, toys, records, all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely. For sure. Angel, anything final from yourself there, my friend, before we let Phantom also talk about his socials and where he can be found? But anything final from yourself, my guy?
Yeah, that was my question about where can fans find you and the upcoming tour dates?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the best place is my website, thephantomad.com. You can find everything there. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, the Phantom AD. You can find me in all those places.
Very, very cool. Absolutely. Phantom, we really, really appreciate your time. And Angel and I would also love to extend an invitation for you to come back on the show. We can have some more fun, have a more like kind of extended conversation with you. But also on behalf of myself, I really appreciate your courtesies when we were talking, you knowing that we wanted to have you for spooky season, right, and it being so close to your tour. So I want to thank you as well for giving us the time and the courtesies to come on. And we really hope that you had a good time and felt respected, and that felt that in any way, shape, or form this can be beneficial to your continued success.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you for the wonderful questions. And thank you to everyone listening. And I hope everyone has an incredible rest of the night.
Absolutely. If you have time, real quick, Phantom, we had a pop-up one at the end. If you're down to sign off with this final one from the, you have a signature look. What aspects came of your personality versus your likes?
What personality versus what?
Oh, sorry. We had a pop-up question that says you have a signature look. What aspects of it came from your own personality versus the things you like?
Oh, I think the things I like kind of shape my personality, so it's sort of one and the same.
Nice.
But I always liked having long curly hair, like an afro, and I always thought that was a cool look. And sideburns and sunglasses and playing guitar was all stuff that I just was drawn to.
Absolutely, Phantom. Thank you so much, my friend. You travel safely. You have a great flight, an amazing tour, and we'll be in touch, man. We definitely look forward to having you back.
Sounds good. Much appreciated. Thank you, guys. Talk soon.
Sounds great. Absolutely, my friend. Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. We're going to let the Phantom take care and travel and get ready for his tour. Metal Summoners, thank you guys so very, very much. We apologize for the short episode, but of course, we always respect our guests and their wishes, and we really appreciate you guys rocking out with us. Brian, Lisa, Amy, thank you guys all for tuning in and rocking out with us tonight. Brian, great questions as always, and we really look forward to seeing you guys next week. It's going to be a very, very interesting one next week. We're getting final confirmations as we jump into November for what we're doing next Wednesday as well. So make sure that you guys are following Angel at Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram, as well as finding him on Facebook. Make sure that you're following the Phantom, most importantly, on his Instagram, going to his website. He has a merch store, all of the tour dates and all of that stuff. So make sure that you're supporting him and everything that he's got going, of course, for, to continue on. And we really appreciate, again, having him on the show. You can follow me at Salem.Vampire on Instagram. You can also find me under that moniker on Facebook as well. Kicking it over to you, Angel.
Yeah, just don't forget, this Friday, Halloween, are our friends at Speed Demon Productions.
Yes, thank you, Angel.
October 31st. It's going to be in, damn it, I forget the name of the town.
I want to say, was it Worcester?
Yep, Worcester, Massachusetts. It's a scary price of $15. It's very spooky for that low price. But they're gonna have a costume contest. And again, you got Ravager, Devil's Sliders, Dead Man's Trigger, Fall of Atlantis, and much more.
Absolutely, for sure.
So,
and Angel, sorry, go ahead, buddy.
I was going to say that with those guys over at Speed Demon, it's good to support them because they're great promoters. If you're a band in the Connecticut, Massachusetts area, definitely hit them up for shows. Damn it, I cannot make the announcement, but something is happening in June that they're doing that we're going to be a part of as well. So we definitely look forward to seeing everybody there.
Absolutely.
Get your ass down here for Halloween, damn it. It's only $15.
Definitely. Come on, New England people, get on out there for sure. Of course, myself and my babe, Megan and I, we had plans, unfortunately, for this Halloween already, so we weren't able to get up there ourselves to partake. But yes, when it's time to announce that, Angel and I will get that out there for everybody as well. But also on that note, when it comes to supporting, Angel, if you'll bear with me for just a quick moment, I'm actually going to blend my two shows real quick. So all of Metal Summoners, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with, I have a second show that I do with a mutual friend of myself and Angel's and Ron. called Vampire and Devil Podcast. So Ron and I hit the horror circuits very, very hard. We're regularly at cons. I know you guys have probably seen that as well, along with me and Megan, doing like dual vending between both shows at things like MCW's Fan Jam. That being said, Ron and I were going to work a show. We were scheduled to actually work a show, host some panels for Maryland Pop and Horror Con right here in Baltimore, Maryland, next weekend. Everything was set up, locked and loaded, good to go. They unfortunately, as of a few hours ago, had a family situation that was actually pretty severe. I don't have any details for it because that's their own privacy that they have not released. But they unfortunately had a situation that was very, very dire to them that forced them to actually postpone the entire festival of next weekend, which for anybody who's familiar with going to shows, going to cons, going to big festivals, a major postponement like that can definitely be very detrimental. So I just wanted to take this moment, since it happened today, to send out my love and support for Maryland Pop and Horror Con for the courtesies that they've showed myself and Ron already, but also just to remind everybody that, hey, supporting these shows, supporting these festivals, supporting, touring and events in general is incredibly, incredibly important. So I wanted to send my love out to Maryland Pop and Horror Con, that we're thinking about you, and we're sorry for your situation. But when the new dates and the new situation and everything is rescheduled and good to go, definitely looking forward to taking care and being there and supporting it. So Angel, I appreciate you for that, man. And so on behalf of myself and Ron, we wanted to send out our love there. And Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. It's been an amazing Halloween season. We really, really appreciate it, man. Angel, what are you doing on Friday?
On Friday, I'm going to be out doing Uber with the cowboy hat and getting people to where they got to go to as safely as possible and as scary as possible.
Absolutely, for sure. I mean, when it came to me and Megan, it's simple enough. Like, we had already decided on this, where it's not so much a specific, hey, Chuck, how you doing, man? Happy Halloween. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa. You rock. Is that, with us, having a new home brings the opportunity for new trick-or-treaters. And so that was honestly a really big thing that Megan and I had committed to long ago, was really being excited for our first Halloween in this home with trick-or-treaters, giving out candy. And we're also we're that full-size candy bar household. So anybody who wants to come into the Harford County and Joppa area and just want to swing on by our place, we're full candy bar giving out type people. So definitely looking forward to that. But yes, please definitely support Josh with everything that he's doing with Speed Demon Productions, and definitely get out there and support his show.
Don't kill me just yet, but hold on.
No worries, buddy.
I just gotta see if Josh can come on, because I know he read the message.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hold on 1 second. This is what we love. Candy bars.
Full-size candy bars and 1 can of beer per trick-or-treater. Chuck, I love it, brother.
The best time to go out and buy candy is the next day, because it's on sale.
Very, very true. Absolutely. But I can't give it to the trick-or-treaters the next day.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm more than, oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like Babes and I we went ham, dude. Like we went over to the stores, because you can buy like, those boxes of like multiple different kinds of candy bars, whether it's like Snickers or Milky Ways and stuff like that. We bought like 4 boxes of these like assorted full-size candy bars, because we don't know how many trick-or-treaters we're getting, but we're also not about to get labeled as that household that doesn't prepare. So I was like, look, I would much rather just over prepare for candy. Worst comes to it, we're eating candy for the next 6 months.
Yeah. So Josh says be there. Tickets are $15. Just confirm that. And you're gonna have a great fucking time. And what a great way to support live music. So for those people that complain about tickets to see Rush and Bon Jovi, I get it. We don't want to spend a few $100s, but you can spend $15 on having a good time with Speed Demon Productions.
Yes.
So Josh, man, we love you. He does an awesome job. He's a musician, a promoter, he's a podcaster. He does it all.
Absolutely, for sure. We love you, Josh. We appreciate you, man. Thank you as well also for all of your support, buddy. So we always got you. Yeah, Speed Demon Promotions. We really appreciate everything that Josh does, man, because he really puts everything he has into it for sure. Metal Summoners, that's going to wrap it up for us this evening. We really appreciate you guys again. Thank you so much for showing so much love to the Phantom. It was awesome having him on, and we look forward to having him on in the future for more fun conversations and an extended conversation. But again, as you guys can understand, he's out in LA. He's about to get on a flight at 5 a.m. to come to the East Coast for his tour. So we definitely appreciated him making the time for us, you know, at a time that was definitely going to have a tricky amount of spare time when it came to him. So we're going to sign off for here, but we are going to have our guest announcements finalized for next week. So watch all of our socials over the weekend for the guest announcements for next Wednesday. It's going to be a great time. We're really looking forward to that. So, of course, make sure that you're following the Metal Summit on Facebook and YouTube because that's where the interviews take place. But if you like being the first that's in the know and like being able to see exactly what we've got coming up, please make sure that you're following us on Instagram because that's where all the announcements come out first. So again, on behalf of myself, Angel, our beloved Psycho Steve, dude, happy birthday, Metal Summoners. Oh yeah, I know you heard that right because we all love to be born in spooky season. Happy Halloween there. We love it. Absolutely. On behalf of myself, Angel, and Steve again, happy Halloween. Have a great one. Take care. Be good to each other. Keep listening to music and get out to Massachusetts, out to Worcester. Support Josh on Halloween for $15. Multiple bands. Take care. Be good to each other. We'll see you in a week. As always, you've been watching The Metal Summit.